Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow, and we are going to cover 7 more Cardano ecosystem projects that I think could make you wealthy here in the next year, if I'm completely honest. And, I ask a lot of you guys and gals out there that watch my channel, let me know in the comments, what am I missing? And so many of you reminded me of so many solid projects that for whatever reason have just been skipping my mind. But I also didn't want to cover all of them in the same video anyway. The video would get really long. I also want to point out real quick, and I've been posting this everywhere, I made a lot of comments related to cornucopias. And for whatever reason, it seemed that some people out there took it to I made a comment about how, if it's not building, it's trash, right? Like I said something to that effect, but that's not what I meant. And basically, what I was trying to explain is that I am all about cornucopias based off of my future and upcoming ability to build my own realms within that world, to build my own buildings, to build my own, like all the little plans that I have for cornucopias and the Murder of Crows NFTs and crow tokens and things, and basically building my own virtual economy within my dome, my other lands that I've bought, and how I want to connect them and create something with them. That's what I'm talking about. Compared to that, everything else is trash, in the sense that I'm not interested as much as, so that wasn't to say that cornucopias racing is trash, or that, anything else that's been done to date is trash. That's insane. I'm one of the biggest proponents and one of the most bullish people on cornucopias, and have been since it was 1 penny, since the token was 1 penny. It's like 6 times that now, and it's going to continue going up and doing really well. And the team's working really hard, and I don't want to I want to make sure that there's no misunderstandings here. I'm still insanely bullish on cornucopias. And sometimes I wonder if people just like to intentionally take things out of context or misinterpret what I'm saying just to be a troll, or people are just overly sensitive. I don't really know, but me, I call it as I see it, and it is what it is, and that's all there is to it. It doesn't matter that I'm an advisor, and it never matters. Like even my paid segments, which I haven't done any in quite a while, but even in my paid segments, if I have an apprehension or something, I'm going to share it. It doesn't matter if I'm being paid to talk about something or not. There are no paid segments in this video, but we're going to go ahead and jump right into it because there's a lot to cover, and a lot of these I think are really, really, really good. So I'm going to share them with you today. So here we go. Number 1 on this list, and this is in no particular order, but this is just how they ended up in my browser, and this is how I'm sharing them. Newmusic.io. This is basically to be a kind of a decentralized music hub on the Cardano blockchain. And this is something that I've been waiting to see for a while. I didn't even know existed until your comments. This is one of the reasons I love my community, and I love those of you that post comments about really cool things that I may not be aware of. I can get pretty pigeonholed. I mean, let's just be real. I mean, gone are the days of me, going through the crypto market and 100,000 tokens trying to find those diamonds in the rough. I kind of stick to what I know, and I expand on that knowledge overall. And I leave it up to you guys and gals out there who support me and my channel, and you put in the time to watch and learn. And I like to take what you guys share with me and expose it to the world. So the explosion of NFTs and blockchain technology has created a whole new asset class, giving us the power to make music a collector's item. There's another project coming that I'm going to talk about that is really, really freaking cool. Similar to this, but a different medium altogether, and it's already launched and available. In addition to the Cardano blockchain, gives us a competitive advantage with smaller transaction fees, sustainability, higher security, and research-driven development. To give you more insight into the technology NewM is using, our white paper is linked in the footer. Check this out. I mean, it's a pretty big team. There are a lot of people working on this. I believe that NFT music is absolutely the future. I think that, quite honestly, Josh Jones is a business advisor. Interesting. So one of the founders of Cornucopias is an advisor for this. I didn't even notice that earlier. So that's very interesting. I wonder if there's going to be some form of collaboration or partnership as it relates to both these worlds, which would make sense given that in Cornucopias, you're going to be able to have like music venues and live concerts and things like that. What a great promotional tool for NewM if there is some sort of announced partnership someday in the future. Interesting. So checking out the token itself, it's currently trading at about a penny, up 200% overall. And if we look at the all-time stats on this token, its original all-time high was around 2 cents. And it's just kind of went down during the bear market, right? Fractions of a penny, and it's been building back up, currently trading at around a penny. And it's interesting because without going deep into the tokenomics or anything, its current market cap is around $4 million with daily trade volume of 168,000. And that's not significant. That's not a lot, but that can build. And I think it will build, especially as more people learn that this project even exists. Well, hopefully I've just helped you do exactly that. Go check it out and let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Next on this list is one of my personal favorites. That's because they hold my favorite token. They hold Crow token. And many of you guys and gals know that I did a fair launch where we created a liquidity pool for Crow, CROW. It cost me a little money. I think I spent, I don't know, did I spend like 10 grand? I don't remember what I spent, but I spent some money, and the founder of ViFi matched it, and we created this liquidity pool that was locked for life. It's locked for like 100 years, so I can't dump it. And yeah, so Crow token was born at the request of many of you, and they were really easy to work with, and the platform is really solid. I can look, so Crow, here's the Crow token, ADA versus Crow. I can trade it. I can add liquidity. Current APR is 6.86%. That's pretty cool. Volume of over the last 7 days, 592 ADA. Crow is just a meme token, right? I mean, this isn't anything crazy yet. There's no real significant utility, but it's one of those fun things. You can see that when we launched it launched all the way up here, and it's really not a terrible chart. I mean, considering the people that are buying Crow token on ViFi, we had a pretty good pump and we ranged out from there. And it's like, people are accumulating it because it's a fun meme project. That's it. And I'm not even that great at promoting a meme coin. I need to enlist some help. I might enlist some help in kind of helping me out with some of the fun marketing and things related to meme tokens. It's just not my bag, but I'm more of a, let's put it out there. It is what it is. We're not making any bold claims on profit or anything like that. That's not what it's about for me. But I do have plans for its use in the future. And that's really all I can say right now. And I don't know exactly how long that'll take, but ViFi was a big supporter of that effort and in establishing a fair launch. And as a matter of fact, the tokens that I bought back from the protocol, I bought back much higher. It was like double what I was trying to get them for, because I announced it first and then bought back. I just wanted to make sure that everything I did was on the up and up, and I didn't want to I didn't want to, I you know how I am. I mean, this isn't like I'm trying to get rich off of this stuff. It's just kind of a fun thing I like to do and be a part of. So I took a little bit of a hit, but that's okay. In the grand scheme of things, I could sell and probably make a profit, but I'm not doing that. I still have them. If anything, I give some of them away. So ViFi is basically just a DEX on Cardano, and it works really, really well. A lot of use, and I'm a big proponent of ViFi, and I appreciate what they're doing for the community, bringing people together, and willing to work with just about anybody on legitimate fun stuff. So good for them. Looking at the price, it's currently trading at 15 cents, which is pretty solid. The original all-time high was $1.16. And so, and one of the reasons I'm talking about these different projects is because we're getting close to the halving. And as we get close to the halving, the token metrics related to the last cycle are going to play a role in the current cycle. And if we look at, around where the last halving was and what some of these prices were, we don't even have that data because a lot of these projects have launched between the last cycle and this one. So, we got some little pumps. This was in 2023. right? 6/27 of 2023. So it got up to $1, and we noticed the entire crypto market pumped around this time. I mean, this is what was going on. So that is a sign. This is a recent pump to over $1. It's currently trading at 15 cents. I say this is probably going to do pretty well. That's just my opinion. It's not financial advice. You come to your own conclusions based off of what you're able to find online and what you think about it. But ultimately, I think ViFi is going to be a winner. Next on this list is World Mobile Token. Everybody knows this project to me is like, I can't even express how grateful I am for what World Mobile Token does and World Mobile as a whole. This project offers so many opportunities for token holders and people that want to support their mission of connecting the unconnected. They use these, what are they called? Aerostalls or whatever. I always get confused because I just want to call them blimps, but they're not blimps. But they're kind of like that. They're these big airplane looking bubbles ultimately that they send up into the atmosphere, and they use these bubbles to create like internet connectivity to users, and people are able to establish that internet connectivity through means of utilizing the World Mobile Token. And so that to me is a really, really big deal. It's a very significant use case, and it's just growing by leaps and bounds. And what's more is you're able to take your tokens and stake them for a passive yield. Okay, with 30,000, almost 31,000 total token holders with a max supply of 2 billion, 42,116 volts, global TVL, 393 million tokens. I mean, this thing is just going to keep booming, man. And as they continue adding markets, I know that they've been working on licensing and making partnerships with different mobile carriers. I mean, these guys have been at it, and they've been at it in a bear cycle. Okay, which is one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't realize. A company like this continuing to build, innovate, and expand their reach during a bear cycle where there's really no profit to be made in the crypto space. Let's be real. That says volumes, because so many projects want to launch in a bull market and then they go and hibernate in the bear market and they don't accomplish anything, and they go about everything the wrong way, right? They don't make any efforts to try and get, centralized exchange liquidity. There's so many different things that these companies do that create problems for them later when it counts, when it really matters. And World Mobile Token is not one of those. They have been doing everything really, really, really well. And I'm just super proud of what they've accomplished so far. They got all the way up to almost $1 back in 2022. And they're currently trading at 16 cents, down 68%. Overall, I think that they're going to make a big comeback. And, if you stay in tune with what's going on in the World Mobile Token ecosystem, I think you'll realize there's a lot of potential coming over the next year. Go check them out. I think you're absolutely going to love them. Any one or all of these projects could do significantly well over this next year. And, with most of these trading under a quarter, I'd say you're sitting pretty for the most part. Dex Hunter Protocol. This is a big one to me because they are a DEX aggregator. What does that mean? A DEX aggregator, ultimately, let's say I wanted to pick up a particular Cardano-based ecosystem token. But if I go to one DEX or another, it suffers slippage, right? Let's say I want to buy 1,000 Crow tokens. Okay, let's just assume Crow tokens are available on all these different platforms, which I don't even know, because I haven't been setting them up. So other people may have. They set up their own liquidity pools and do what they want. But let's just say that I wanted to buy some Crow tokens across, 5 different platforms, or just one. Well, that one platform might cause me to say, well, if I want 1,000 of these tokens, or maybe I want 1 billion of these tokens, I might suffer 5% slippage, right? But between X price and Y price, maybe the slippage is only 0.25%. So then if I go to each of the individual DEXs, maybe my total slippage for that entire order is 0.5%. over buying it all on one DEX platform. Well, DEX Hunter basically does exactly that. It allows me to make my purchase across multiple DEX platforms to basically suffer the least amount of slippage. This is going to be huge in the next bull run. That's what I think. That's my opinion. I think that DEX Hunter, because to my knowledge, it's the only platform like it that does everything that it does, and it's definitely worth investigating and looking into, because I think that something like DEX Hunter, as its notoriety grows, its trust grows within the community, I think that this is going to be a big boom come the next market. Now, for meme coin, how can you not talk about SNEC? Okay, I know that there's Hosky token, and then you've got SNEC. And the SNEC community has been on me for ages. Why don't you ever talk about SNEC? Well, because I'm not a major meme coin guy. Okay. I really focus on use case. I really focus on the fundamentals and technicals and things of that nature. But when it comes to meme tokens, especially as it relates to the Cardano ecosystem, I really don't think there's much competition for SNEC, not even Crow token. Let's be real. Crow token is fun, and I love that people enjoy it, but SNEC has a personality. I will say that I love the Hosky token personality as well, because they're always in your face with funny stuff. And to me, that's really what a meme token is about, giving you an emotional rise, a comedic break from the crypto market. And it's one of those things where you can buy a significant amount of these tokens, and all the price has to do is just go up a tiny little bit, and you've made a whole bunch of money, right? And that's kind of the nature of these. They're not necessarily building price action through utility or use case or anything, but purely through community sentiment, community involvement, and marketing. And so I think that SNEC plays a really big role in that, and they do a really good job of it. This is one of those things where it is what it is, but for what it is, I think SNEC deserves some credibility in the token world, in the meme token world. 5 million liquidity on DEX platforms, $1.5 million in daily trade volume, $77 million market cap. I can't even imagine I mean, if I would have got into this at the very beginning, I mean, I can only imagine how many millionaires this token has likely made. And honestly, it's likely to make many more as we head further into this bull market. We get closer to the halving. So I think I actually have some. I think they may have airdropped me some of these at one point. I don't know. I think I only have like 6,000 of them or anything. I mean, it's not much of anything, but you know, it is what it is. 22,594 current token holders. Listen, I think SNEC is pretty cool. It is a fraction of a penny, okay? But its original all-time high, still a fraction of a penny. That's the nature of these things, but it's up 579% overall. Okay. So I just think this is one of those things. It's a fun grab. It's fun to hold on to some, be a part of the community, engage the community, have a good time, and wait for the token to go up, because typically in a bull market, a lot of these more well-established meme tokens do go up, but they do definitely come back down. So be wary, be mindful, just get into it if you want to have some fun and you want to be part of a fun community. That's my non-advice as far as SNEC goes, but kudos to them in that community. They're pretty fun. Next on this list is Charlie.io, Cardano's decentralized oracle. Charlie is the premier oracle solution on Cardano, built natively for the chain, producing a fully auditable data records on Cardano ledger, capable of providing all off-chain and on-chain data needs. I know this is a favorite. I've covered this in the past. I think this is a very worthwhile project, but keep in mind as well, when some of these more complex projects like these oracles and things, I haven't been keeping up with the latest of news. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments below what is the latest on Charlie, because I was pretty bullish on it at one point, but I really haven't stayed up on it. And I do think it's a pretty powerful platform platform and a strong use case, but it was at originally an all-time high of $3.73 back in the 2021 market, and it's come all the way down to 13 cents with very little rise back up. I mean, it's been working on it, but nothing significant, down 92.85%. And that tells me that the sentiment is uncertain on this project. And I didn't find anything specifically telling me why. But even in this, market cap zero, I'm not sure what's happening here. Volume, $7,000 in daily trade volume, up 10,000%. None of this is making sense to me. And I didn't do any deep dives on what's going on, but something weird is going on with Charlie, and I'm not really privy to what it is. Let me know in the comments below what I'm missing here. It's very, very odd. And I don't know if there are errors somewhere or if there was a hack, or I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you don't mind. I'd really appreciate it so I can follow up on this in a future video. Next on this list is book.io. Now, I'm going to tell you all, I am a book addict. And by book addict, I don't mean I buy 1 million books and read 1 million books. I mean, I love to collect books. My wife jokes with me constantly about how I have this weird thing where I have to go to bookstores. If we are in a mall or if we're anywhere a bookstore is close, I have to go and I have to buy shit. I don't know what it is. It's like a weird, I don't know if it's a genetic thing. I don't know what it is, but I love buying books knowing I have access to that knowledge when I want it. Like if it's something that I'm interested in, but I may not have the time, I will buy books about it and store them until I have the time to read them. And half the time, especially if they're technical books, they're already outdated by the time I put my grubby little hands on them and crack them open for the first legitimate time. So book.io is probably not something I should spend a lot of time on because some of these books are very, very valuable. And, I am working on a book that I would like to release on book.io, and it's basically going to be expanded cryptocurrency guide with very detailed. It's basically an extension of my crypto decoded book. It's kind of like a magazine style book, so to speak. But some of these books, like the Gutenberg Bible, $813. It's basically trading at 1,524 ADA, 24 hours in sales. I mean, this is like a market for very rare blockchain-based, NFT-based books. Moby Dick, the Psychedelic Handbook. I'm sure a lot of people would love to get their hands on that. And that's kind of the nature of this, right? I mean, you can get really, really, really rare books that really could cost you thousands of dollars in the real world in hardback form, right? Very difficult to find books. I don't understand the full legalities associated with releasing some of these books on this platform. I don't know if it's like once a book has passed its copyright, where maybe the hardback real version of it, the paper bound, cardboard bound, leather bound, whatever, maybe those books in the real world are worth, they can be worth $10,000 if you get your hands on a copy. But as a digital version with the copyright to them expired in some way, they are able to recreate these books as NFTs and list them as assets. So that is like insane to me, and I'm assuming that that's how it works. I don't know 100%. I don't know if licensing fees are paid. I don't know how any of that works. I probably should have the founder of book.io come on the channel and let's talk about it, because I am absolutely interested in this. I have always been interested in book.io, but it slips my mind. I want to see how big this market can get. If we look at the current value of the token, very interesting chart here. Currently trading at 3 cents with a peak high of about 4 cents, but it's been a very steady climb. This is all time. Very steady climb. You're seeing little ebbs and flows, but not like the rest of the market. This is a very steady increase in valuation of the token, and I assume that it's based off of its use within the book.io universe, the book.io ecosystem. So I'm very, very interested in learning more, but it's showing a current market cap of $0. I don't understand why this is happening. And a part of me wonders if some of these market capitalizations aren't quantifiable if they're primarily traded on DEX platforms without a centralized exchange. But I'm not sure, because I've seen market caps reflected on, tokens that I know are only available on DEX platforms. So it's very, very interesting. Trading volume is, it's $61,272. This is daily trade volume, folks. $61,000, up 32% on digital books. So there is a demand for this, and there are a lot of people in this growing community. So I'm going to be probably doing some deeper dives later. I want to work on a project where I release a book, and I want to see what the effect is. What is the process? This is one of those things that fascinates me. I want to know, what is the process of minting a book for sale on book.io? How do you market a book in a decentralized ecosystem like this? What does that mean? What does it do? What can you accomplish? And potentially, what other kinds of use cases might be able to kind of mesh in with book.io, right? It's like, even if you go to a bookstore, they still have a coffee shop, they still sell games, they still sell, it's not just books. Maybe there's some additional assets that might be acceptable and tradable in the same fashion as these digital books. Let's explore that. I'm very, very interested in a lot of these projects, and I'm very curious to see how a lot of these end up doing as we continue down as we continue into the halving here. I went, just to give you guys an update, I went to the gym today. It's been the first time I've been back to the gym in a while. I watched a video with the karate.com, or the Karate Combat president, who's already in Mexico City. He decided he wanted to go on a run and see how the thin air of the 7,200 feet above sea level would affect him. And he said he had to quit after 2 minutes. And that dude's in shape. So he's already there trying to get acclimated to the weather. And he basically said, these guys fighting in these conditions is going to be rough. Luckily for me, if I land something, it's game over. Moon Daddy, he's got Moon Daddy has some giant hands, man. I'm not kidding. I mean, he's got some big bear paw hands. So, hey, anything's possible. And in any one of these fights, I don't care who's who, everyone has a puncher's chance, man. Especially as we get older and older, anything is absolutely possible. I personally, knock on wood, knock, 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 I've never been knocked out. I've been hit on the back of the skull multiple times with baseball bats. I've been hit with all kinds of shit throughout my life. I've got scars all over. Most of the time, people are hitting me from behind. So, but I mean, I have had concussion. I've had a concussion once, but I've never been knocked out cold. And I've taken some pretty heavy shots. So I feel pretty good with that. But at the same time, I did take a leg kick from Seth over at Mind Your Biz. We swapped little leg kicks. And man, my leg was jacked for like 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. I did not recover from that the way I used to. I mean, I used to trade multiple leg kicks with people back in the day. And so yeah, as we get older, things change in our bodies 100%, but I do still feel pretty good about this. And, I think with this kind of air, I can't imagine anybody's really going to be going after trying to like just slaughter the other person. I could be wrong, but I think that's going to be a grave mistake, because I feel like whoever is the most aggressive out of the gate, if they don't capitalize on that for a win, it's very likely they're going to get very, very gassed out early on, and they're going to become sitting ducks. And I'm going to make sure I don't make that mistake. I'm going to throw a little bit here and there, see how we respond, see what happens. I'm going to play it by ear, throw some kicks, see what happens. I'm not really going to try and just go all out and bust my tank in Mexico City. I'm just telling you that now. I'm not going to try and go after and murder this guy. One, because I like him, and I can't bring myself to doing that. It's difficult to be that way when you just have no animosity whatsoever. This is a sport thing, and that's the way I'm looking at it. And I know that's how he's looking at it too. I think he's a little apprehensive. He's a little nervous because, I could be full of shit. I could just go in there and just, try and rush him and take him out. And, he's never fought before. So this is going to be a whole new experience for him. But I sympathize with that. I understand what those nerves are going to be like for him. And, at the same time, when you're real nervous and you're kind of scared and you're like, ooh, I'm fighting a behemoth with some fight experience and I'm new to this and all of this, that can make you very, very dangerous at the same time. So, you know, I'm very excited about this, but don't assume that I'm not being cautious, because I think Moon Daddy can be a dangerous guy. I don't care if he's got fight experience in a kit or a cage or a pit or anything. I'm not putting anything past him. We're both big. So, and I honestly think he's in better shape than I am. I'm a monster. I've lost a lot of weight, but he's pretty jacked, right? I feel like I'm just a 7-foot guy with a dad bod. I don't think I'm anything all that particularly crazy, you know, but I'm pretty dangerous. I will say that if I land something, it could be night, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know what to expect. Make sure you download the karate.com app, download that on your phone, get ready to start placing your bets. The fight card is starting to be populated in the app. I know I'm already on there. I haven't checked it today to see. I know Ben and his opponent is on there. That's going to be exciting to see, because I know Ben's taking this very seriously. I think everybody on this card is taking this seriously. So it's going to be an exciting night for sure. And then you got the UFC the following night. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's going to be an exciting weekend for sure. So until next time, guys, crow your coins. I hope this list serves you well, and I'll see you again soon.